Um, Joe, how long have you been in the business?
Just over 21 years. So
And did you and your mom get in the business at the same time?
she was like 3 years ahead of me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So just
3 or 4.
21 years. So you're like
4.
straight out of high school? Is this all you've ever done?
Yeah, pretty much. No, yeah, I got in, yeah, right after, yeah, a few years after high school. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So we have pretty much all I've done. I had a few odd jobs before that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
First
Was
big
that?
boy job.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I know that you were asked to be a part of this today because, I mean, for as long as I've known you, which is like 12 years now, which is,
No. Oh my
yeah.
God.
You've had a very consistent business.
Most of the time.
Yeah, right. And I
Oh,
think that that reflects your consistent activities. So I think that because we all get our business a little bit different over time, and
I do.
I mean, really not looking for anything kind of crazy, but just trying to learn about how Joe built his business, and you live a pretty good life, so we want to learn from you.
Yeah. It's funny how over the years or over the couple of decades, um, it's very much shifted how I get business. I mean, from 15 years ago, sending out postcards to people in default. Tons of short sales from 40 or 50 short sales over the course of 4 or 5 years, resulting from that. I'm not doing that now. But so now it's mostly referrals from past clients or from people I know. I don't have a huge database, but the people that I have are really, really loyal. And
About how big is your database? If you had guessed.
well, it's like 530, but it's about 100 that results in almost all of the business from their referrals and their business. So it's about, yeah, 100, 150. I kind of count to that. And those are the ones I really try to get after quarterly, and kind of keep them kind of as my favorites.
What does that call look like quarterly?
It depends on the person, but it's usually it's either a call, text, or email, whatever I feel like they prefer. I try to reach people how they want to be reached. And it can be I always hit a lot of contacts at the new year. Always then, and always yeah, that's a big one. The other one is spring. For about 3 weeks there. I can make a lot of good contacts. Um, and then otherwise, it's just how you doing. There's always, and with those people, there's always something going on in their life. I try to have most of them on Facebook. So, maybe a new dog, a dog passing, sometimes it's stuff like that. If they're the type of people that I know want to know what's going on in the market in their neighborhood, then they're going to get more contacts from me because I'll let them know when something comes up on the market or something gets sold. Um, so some people will get quite a few more contacts, sometimes a little bit less. I try to stay consistent, but sometimes, I mean, if you're busy listing and selling houses and you just can't get to the contacts for a little bit, well, just that is what it is. They'll stack up. But I always try to keep every day I do I check the MLS in the areas in which I mostly cover. Um, and if anything happens around anybody that I know, or a past client or future client or whatever, I'm giving those personalized updates to them, which is something I do every day.
So you don't necessarily have people on all these different searches. You're individually checking the market and then thinking, oh, I know.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Except for obviously buyers are on searches. But yeah, just so keeping people up to speed with that. But yeah, now it's like about 92% come from past clients and just people I know. And then the other 8% are like agent referrals, leads on my listings, and like an internet lead for something, or like a sign call. Not really happens too much anymore, but that's about the other 8% or so. So
On average, about how many transactions do you close annually?
I don't know. It's shifted so much. I mean, well, it's basically just continues to go down. As sale prices go up and stuff like that, you just don't have to close as many to do what you want to do. I don't know.
What would you say your
But-
best year was? And that could have been way back when. I mean, I think we had a conversation recently. It was you talking to me that like when you were doing these short sales and stuff,
Yeah,
you
but-
were carrying 40, 50
Yeah.
listings.
Yeah, best year was 2014 with 103 closings.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
worked out to be, actually, it was average sale price was 200 that year, so it was 20 million that year.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how that happened, but
Support, like any.
yeah, that was when my mom was still full-time in the business. So it was the two of us and we had a assistant. So, that was combined, it was between the two of us. Yeah, yeah, so still, I mean, still a good number, but yeah, I think right now it's probably closer to about 24 to 30.
That's what I was gonna guess. Yeah.
But this year, I don't know what it'll shake out to be, but my average sale price is way up this year. I think year to date, it might be around 775 or 8 something.
Wow, okay.
So,
Was that intentional?
no, I would love to say, I would love to,
Well,
I-
well, you did tell me that you this year was a little bit different for you in the aspect of you used to kind of keep your business within a
oh,
small radius.
that's right.
right?
Yeah,
And when you expanded to being, saying, okay, I'll go an hour out, because you in the past must have been referring that business out to others.
I was, and I really highly regret it, especially when it comes to listings. I used to not go very far, and now, yeah, like about an hour. I've got one that's right now a listing about an hour and 10 minutes away. But for listings especially, I highly regret that. So don't do that. Just my opinion. I mean, I guess you can, can keep it at tight radius if you want, but what's that?
No, if you're taking listings,
Yeah.
it's okay to travel a little further. You're not gonna visit that property 10 times or
Right. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so that has helped with it, but nothing, I would love to say that I did something intentional to raise the sale price. Maybe I'm just getting older and so my people are buying bigger houses.
sphere of influence.
Selling bigger
became
houses.
richer.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
So when you go an hour out, when you have somebody like they call you, they want to look at it or something, has that been a problem? And
That has
Somebody wants to look at
not, because I feel like over the years, I feel like more buyers than ever have representation before they are even like really actively looking, more so than before. I mean, I think they should, they need it. So no, I don't. No, it hasn't been an issue. And I mean, there was one instance where I just couldn't fit it into my schedule within a reasonable amount of time because of the distance. But I got, somebody else here that was like, yeah, I'll take that and run with it. And so he showed it. And so yeah, that has not been a problem at all because yeah, and it's generally, for a listing, I mean, you're talking, like 1, 2, 3, like generally on average about 4 times you got to go to the property, I find, between listing and closing as a listing agent. So it's time well spent, I think.
the other question I had is like your calls to your, like you said, around an MLS, like that a listing just went up near Tracy's house.
Mhm.
So you call Tracy and go, how does that conversation, what does it look like?
Yeah, so
Does it sound-
it's just, hey, how you doing? How's the family? Just, you may already know this, maybe you already saw the sign, but this house just on the street over went up for sale. Just thought you'd like to know. Then they usually ask a couple questions about it, and then, oh, will you let me know when it closes, what it sells for? Of course. If they don't ask me to do that, I'll just tell them, yeah, of course, I'll let you know once it closes. Yeah. And they always appreciate that. Like, They always appreciate that. Another thing that I do that, I mean, I could probably be a lot more efficient, I'll admit it. Like with you know, maybe more systemized or automated touches, that sort of thing. But this is what I find works, so I'll just keep doing it. But when you're going to and from appointments and you know that I mean, if you're even somewhat close to, you know, a past client that you sold their house, drive by, see if there's a new front porch, a new roof, a new paint job, something. And then it's a great reason just to text or call them and say, hey, I was in the neighborhood and
The house
your,
looks
your
great.
house looks great.
Yeah.
And they love
what
that.
you've done with the place.
And they love that. And the other thing that I've noticed too, is consistently, it seems like with a lot of people, after I have had a touch with them, like a personalized conversation or text exchange or something like that, it's within sometimes weeks, just after that is when that referral comes. It is, it's, it just happens. Like, then they're talking to somebody that they overhear a friend that's going to be selling or buying or something like that. And I mean, yeah, it's within about 3 weeks of that contact of where, I mean, the chances of getting a referral are pretty good.
So true.
And I mean, it can be somebody that I haven't talked to in 2 years because they never take my call, but they feel like we talked. I mean, I had one not that long ago, a listing that, I mean, sold them the house in 2008. Talked to them maybe once since because they just never respond to text, never respond to call, and call me up like no time had passed. You know, it doesn't always have to be a two-way conversation for that contact to mean something.
When you do get a referral, are you rewarding them in any way?
Yeah, I mean, I usually send them a, you know, thank you card with a little, you know, brownies or something, or whatever. I think, yeah, it's usually under $20. It's usually about $14.96 what I usually send.
To be exact. Not be
Yeah.
exact.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely doing that and basing it on kind of like, do they have kids or whatnot, so the size of the thing will vary a little bit, but it's not bad.
But it's a consistent system that
Oh,
you
yeah.
have in the business.
Yeah.
That you just
Yeah.
know you do it that way every time, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how it works. I want to back up for a second. Like, it doesn't have to be a two-way conversation.
Right.
I
Right.
tell this story a lot
It's-
when I'm like, the one person in my life that follows up with me relentlessly is my financial advisor.
Mhm.
I see him one time per year, maybe two. Like, if we're gonna sit down and talk about something business wise, otherwise I see him one time a year, and that's on the golf course when he comes up here to visit with, you know, some of his clients and whatnot, or it's because he has family up here. He lives in Arizona, and his name's Jeremy Hazen, and Jeremy calls me every quarter on the quarter. Leaves me a message if it's something important, you know, like we need to sit down and go over this or this, whatever. When I see him, typically 1 or 2 times a year, I'm always like, Jeremy, don't stop following up with me, even if I'm not answering. Because if I'm at work, I'm busy, I see that you called, thanks for calling. I'm not picking up the phone when I'm teaching a class. And if I'm at home, I'm not stopping throwing the football with my kid to pick up the phone call. Like, if we're going to talk financial stuff, it'll be when I want to talk financial stuff, and I will call you, but you have to stay the easy button for me. Because if you don't follow up and stay in my world, like in my recent call list, in my recent emails, in my recent text message, guess what? I'm going to trip over 12 other financial people that want to be in my world between the next time I call you. So if I don't answer, don't be offended. I want you to stay in contact with me. I don't always need to talk to you.
Yeah.
But our clients don't tell us that.
Right. Yeah, it's incredible. I can't even tell you the number of times where it's been 15 plus years and they haven't responded to me since closing. And, 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 and I'm like, why am I even calling? Why am I even trying to reach out to this person? And then all of a sudden, hey, we need to sell. It's like,
I met talked to her on the phone. She worked with my son, talked to her on the phone. She wanted a specific condo, whatever, and these things, but she wouldn't go out and look at any of them. And so I'm like, okay, so I just call her every now and again, still like, hey, just calling to say hello, see how things are going. Never called me back. She called me one day out of the blue and said, hey, my condo's for sale. Can we go look at it? Because I want to buy it. And we did. I was on my way home. I'm like, okay, well, if you want to go, I said, if you want to go look at it, but if we're going to write on it, because I was coming home from vacation,
Yeah.
I will go right there. So we looked at it, wrote it up at Applebee's, and then I sold her house in Walled Lake. So, I mean, I had 2 conversations with her. The one that I just closed the other day,
Mhm.
I literally talked to him. I showed him one house. I talked to him one time. It was a phone call, and just followed up with him and did the buyer consult. Never
Yep.
heard from him again. Then he calls us like, sold him the first house that we looked at, and then he just bought another one next door.
Nice,
So
nice.
or there's
Yeah.
people you drive around every day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and another thing like that I recommend, I'm not good about it right at the moment, but get involved with something that you're passionate about. And I'm not saying like don't approach it from the standpoint of business, just something that you're passionate about, a sport, a hobby, something that you can be with other people and learn from each other about what you're doing, and be, helpful and all of that. And um, so there was something that I was really into for about 6 years, from when I was like 17 years old to about 23. So just only for a couple of years while I was in real estate towards the tail end, and then just it's just not something that's interesting to me anymore. But made a lot of friends and stuff like that. And I just right before I came into here, I just looked up. I didn't go back 20 years to see what kind of business I've gotten from those contacts, but just in the last 5 years, 6.315 million. From something that I haven't been involved in for 20 years.
What was that?
Jeep off-roading, yeah. But yeah, so 6.3 million just in the last 5 years from, again, something I haven't been involved in forever. So, so
That's pretty fun
find,
way to lead generate is
Right.
to go off-roading.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Strangers.
Right. And it's like, and I've got like, I mean, I do some referrals and stuff with like the boat stuff, but that's all at Lake Michigan, and I'm just not, that's too far to actually do real estate. So I've got some stuff happens from that and from snowmobiling and stuff that's not a whole ton.
I joined a golf league one year with strangers. We called around to golf courses. Bill Maniaci and I called around and said, "Hey, does any of the leagues have room for 2 men to join a league?" And we joined a league with perfect strangers, built some relationships, had fun golfing.
Yeah.
Did some business from it, and that was one season.
Yeah. I do a dodgeball league. It actually starts in a couple of weeks. This will be my second year doing it. That's in Ann Arbor. So, but I've gotten some, just being around people and doing something for fun, and it it comes up with what you talk about what you do. You always do it with everybody, So
So when you come into the office and you sit down and you're on point to make your calls, like, do you have a goal of the number of calls you're gonna dial through? Is there any specific?
So yeah, so this is good. This is what you don't do. Is I tend to go in waves, and I'll get behind by like right now I'm about 100 contacts behind. And so anyway, I've just been other things going on and I've been kind of busy, but I'll just usually get a little bit behind, and then I'll see how many I'm behind, and I'll just write down for the week. Okay, just divide that by 5, and that's what I got to do this week. So it usually ends up being between like 10 to 17 a day once I get a little bit behind. So again, I'd love to say that it's like perfect, perfectly laid out, but the business does come in waves. And when you don't really have help, it's like, you gotta take what you can get, you know, when it's there.
Well, your motivation and energy level comes in waves too.
They do. Yeah, they do. I had a week recently where I was just like, I was in a funk all week. And I recognized it. I couldn't find my way out, but it went away by the following Monday. And you know, and I did find them, but yeah,
Because we're human.
yeah, exactly.
How are you tracking? Oh.
Mhm.
Hello. No. How are you tracking the people that you're calling and or need to call? Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I use like an old CRM, but it's not one I would recommend using, but it works for me and it's fine for now. If it's contacts that are really need to be in my forefront better, like upcoming listings or buyers, just people that are going to transact pretty soon, and I just don't want them to get to miss something. I'll just put it I'll put it on my calendar, on my Google Calendar, and just have a reminder pop up 10 minutes before, and just say it's like follow up on scheduling the photos for 123 Main Street or stuff like that. Those will not get missed or delayed. So I really live and die by my calendar. I schedule, everything on there from doctor's appointments to going to the gym to, just vacations. Appointments. I mean, I would miss appointments if I didn't have it. I know one actually pretty successful real estate agent that doesn't keep a calendar at all. I'm like, how do you even remember to go to like this showing or this listing appointment? Like I wouldn't,
Nah.
yeah, and like, and I also don't, unless I have an appointment, and again, this is probably a don't do this thing, but I don't set an alarm in the morning, unless, so if I have an appointment like this before, and I don't really sleep in, I kind of have an internal alarm clock, but if I have an appointment that's like, that I need to make sure I'm up by a certain time, so then I have two calendar reminders, one that tells me 12 hours before, so like 8 p.m. the night before, to hey, set my alarm for this appointment, and then another one about 2 hours before. So yeah. So yeah, you don't want to miss any listing appointments. Those are kind of like your bread and butter.
Morning, like 5 a.m. morning or like sleep.
Yes.
Seven.
Questions. What does your routine look like? Your morning routine?
Yeah, usually I'm usually up around 7-ish. Yeah, and just kind of. This actually doesn't get ready too quickly. Well, I have to get a haircut every day. Usually I usually need about an hour and a half at home before I leave.
So you don't leave before
No, about 8:30. Yeah, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Yeah, usually I usually do a little bit of work in the morning before I leave the house. I can't work at home. I just
Like you open up your email.
open up email, and then I do run through the last 24 hours activity in real time. And
Tell us about that.
just looking at what new price reductions, price increases, all the statuses, pending solds, withdrawals.
So you look at.
I've already looked at that.
Looks at that before he comes.
And
to
I've
the office.
made and then made a list of who I need to contact about new listings, about sales, about pendings, that sort of thing. So like, past clients or people that I know that are going to be listing where there's relevant data.
So you look at something new that popped up, a new listing or something that's sold,
Yep.
all friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tell anybody that needs to know about any activity within the last 24 hours.
Yeah, it's better for them to hear it from you, even if they're on an auto email,
Mhm.
to hear it from you, because to show them that you're still actively
Oh,
looking to help them find the house. Like
oh,
it might have gotten sent to them at 3 a.m. They might not have opened it yet. Hearing it from you, they know you're working for them.
exactly. And it could be somebody you sold a house to 7 years ago, and that same floor plan just popped up in the neighborhood for 300 grand more than they paid, and this one just popped up for sale. It's 300,000 more than yours.
Yeah.
You did good.
Okay, so.
It's a great,
You know.
simple
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah, Yeah, again, it's not automated, I understand that, but it works. Yeah, yeah,
Well, this is so real.
right, right. Sure. For,
Oh, yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
So if somebody just closed in a house a month ago, you're gonna call them regardless and go, hey, by the way, this one just came
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could be like, dang, I wanted that one.
Hey, I know a guy that can sell your house, and we can get that one, yeah, yeah.
It's just about associating
Yeah,
with real estate.
but
Yeah.
those are good Ford type,
Yeah,
I mean, that's in addition to the Ford reasons. to
and
call.
just, yeah, and it just, keeps them informed, reminds them that you're still around.
Well, better than what's, yeah, that's a struggle.
So-
You know, yeah.
Even going back for a second, like, if you're calling through your database of people who are not answering the phone, what's your message?
Just, it depends, so if it's a Happy New Year, so it's, yeah, Happy New Year, so it depends on if it's a certain
So
time
you're
of the
actually
year.
calling and saying, hey, I just wanted to wish you a happy new year,
Yeah, we're sending a text, whatever I think they want,
right? Okay.
whatever I think
Versus
they want.
the automated text from the person that you never did business with that
Right.
comes through, or even like.
Right. Yeah, and if I'm way behind, and I just need to get through a list of calls, and I kind of segmented it out, and I'm like, okay, these people, I know they don't care whether they get a voicemail or actually talk to me on the phone. Then I'll use slide dial and just get right to their voicemail with a personalized voicemail.
What'd you say? You
Use a slide dial, so it doesn't ring, their phone doesn't ring.
The message,
Yeah.
it like gives a half a ring to their phone and goes directly to their voicemail.
Yeah, but it's not, but yes, what's that?
I'm
Yeah,
not sure that
it's an app. I still use it.
Slide file?
Slide
You just can't
dial,
do slide broadcast, which is
Right.
broadcasting across.
correct.
Like FLY.
Yeah,
Wow.
correct, yeah.
And
Yeah.
You
So-
pay for how many messages you're gonna drop, like.
Yeah, and if it's like I say, if it's like people I know that aren't gonna answer, especially aren't gonna answer the phone anyways, then it's like, and again, it's personalized, whether it's a new list,
if they do answer it,
they won't, they can't.
they can't.
Yeah, no, they can't.
Bam.
Yeah, no, they can't. But yeah, so that's one way to get through it. Yeah.
I love that. I used to go through and do something similar. But it was to people who weren't in my database. Cause I wasn't a techie when I was full-time as an agent. But every time Thanksgiving was my time to reach out because I knew that that's when people were coming together with family or Friendsgiving.
Yep.
And I would actually send Facebook Messenger messages that were personalized to them. And it was just saying, hey, and I wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And while you're with your family and friends, if the topic of real estate comes up, please let me know, or please refer me, or please, or whatever. It was not that direct, but it was a nice message. And it was just every year, that was my time. The holidays.
Yep,
It sounds like you're doing that too.
Oh, yeah.
You're front loading your business with the call at the beginning of the year, the call in the spring.
Yeah, there's a lot between, November 15th and January 15th. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
And then like,
People are off work during those times. They're with family. There's the holidays of celebrating.
They're happy, hopefully.
Really happy.
yeah.
Super cool. What other questions does anybody have?
Oh, just, even though I've been really bad about it lately, because I need to find a new service, but just listed to just sold cards work. And there, it is pretty, and it is a pretty good ROI.
Really?
It's been consistent for me for 20 years. I mean, I just,
For other listings and stuff like that.
I do not.
It's just yours.
Yeah.
Where do you get them?
I wish I could answer that. All I know is it's been a really good return. No, so it would be, so basically, if it's like a neighborhood, if it's, a neighborhood where I want more listings or whatever, they're gonna get it just listed and then it just sold. So they'll get 2 postcards on. Yeah, and that's been really good for me over the years. I just got one coming up. I met with him yesterday, but he said, yeah, in 2 weeks he'll be ready, so we'll get that on the market. But that's a condo in Brighton, and it was one, his mom had saved the postcard that I sent out from a sale that I did in there like 3 years ago.
But what app there are you using to send out your cards? I guess what I'm.
I don't have one right now. I gotta
You could
find a new
use,
one.
use command.
To send out postcards?
Yeah.
Yep, now they got the Canva templates and everything too.
So I'm looking for something that's like more like automated in the sense that where I can say, hey, give me, here's the property address, give me a proof, you build it, give me a proof, and also you, the company, if you know of anything like this, can also pull the address list for the neighborhood, because like the service I was using, I had to export the neighborhood out of real comp into an Excel spreadsheet and then format that Excel spreadsheet for the way that the company wanted it. And then, yeah. So I really want something quicker than EDDM. I want it mailed first class. Just, I don't know why, but I do. I feel like the information is getting to them
Now that
more.
you said you want this, I will probably
Like,
come across something.
Yeah,
very
if you
close.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that, so that way you're doing it through the post office, that way it's just too slow. I feel like,
What is EDDM? What did you say?
every door direct mail.
So you pick an area or city, limit or zip code, area code, huh? Postal route. That's what it's
Okay.
like.
Yeah.
Because
She's really good at it.
I've been,
Judy's really. There's also bulk mail. Yeah, the bulk mail's really good too.
We have.
Instead of doing a postal route, which may have businesses, might be 50% businesses and 50%.
You can ship those out now, by the way, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You can do bulk mail, which is just 200 mail pieces in a zip code. Minimum 200.
okay.
So,
Oh.
and it saves about 50% postage.
Okay.
Do you ever do golden letters or anything when you have
I
buyers?
have, yeah, those have been good. Yeah, yeah, I haven't lately as much, but yeah, I haven't. I've gotten, business off of it. I only would do it if it's super legit,
Yeah.
like totally, like if I have a buyer that wants to be in a specific neighborhood, yeah. And
That was part
I've
of my
gotten-
unique value proposition. Talking about that in the book earlier. Part of it is I would typically find my sellers from prospecting, just listeds, just solds, or circle dialing for a buyer. I would find my listings that way. And then when I would go into the listing appointment, I would say, and just like the way that I met you,
Mhm.
the value for hiring me is when we get real clear on where you want to live, I'm going to go try to find the next house for you. Like, that's my job. That's what I do every day. And
Yeah.
I would go prospect for their next house. I didn't always find their next house, but I always found listings.
Mhm.
I had a lot of success with that this year. I also, when I'm writing the letters, I'll filter it by a high sell score. That way I'm not sending out a ton, just the people who are likely to sell, and it's saving me money and time.
Nice,
How
that's
does that
great.
work?
How do you find the sell score?
I think I use Realist. I use one of the tax,
Okay,
like other, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So that's how I do it.
that's great.
Marissa Foof sent out 400 recently and got 6 listing appointments.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
400, 6 listing appointments.
Okay.
Had a Zoom call and they said when you pick up a buyer, you should go to your CRM and email everybody and say, hey, I found a buyer that's looking for this home. If you or somebody else has this home for sale, please contact me. And I was like, holy shit, it's been there the whole time. Why?
Yeah.
So I've done that before too.
1,000 people in your database.
Yeah,
Like, maybe they don't have that house that they're thinking about selling, but they're seeing that you're still active and you're
Yeah.
proactively looking for a house for
And
your
it's a light
clients.
touch.
It's a great touch.
yeah, and I do.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No.
They may know somebody, right? You're not
Yeah.
necessarily asking them, you just.
Right.
But if you know somebody.
Oh, that's exactly right. I mean, we're 7 people away from knowing everybody. And so you just never know how you're gonna, touch somebody. And I do send out, through like Constant Contact, an email for every new listing that I get to my database. So, and that usually gets some good engagement. Yeah.
Yeah, I,
Yeah.
I love that.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Any
I mean,
thoughts,
so much
questions?
good stuff.
I don't know.
Joe, do you do
And-
much on?
Look,
You
hold on, we
guys
got one back here. Is that Katie?
Yes.
All right, Katie, floor is
I'm
yours.
curious, Joe, do you do much on social media? Like, do you have any regular posting that you do or?
Yeah, I mean, I do share all my listings and stuff and sales activity like on Facebook and stuff, and I do try to, add past clients that I want to work with again. Not all of them get added.
You add them to you invite them as a friend?
Yeah,
To your
yeah,
Facebook
yeah,
world?
yeah, yep.
Do you have a personal Facebook or do you
No.
have a real estate page?
Both, but the personal does the best.
Yeah, I don't
I really feel that way. Yeah, then you can really just be interacting on that personal level, with, you know, the kids going back to school, the pets, just all that stuff. So yeah, so I do a lot of activity on there with past clients.
Same thing here, Katie. With me, I can't tell you how many times people have reached out to me that want to transact real estate that I have not seen or talked to in so many years that just know my life from social media.
Yeah.
And I will go to the appointment and they will be like, that deer that your kid shot last year was so cool. Like, what a cool thing that you like. And it's just because they
Yeah.
see my life
Yeah.
and they know that I'm in real estate. So I kind of try to stay active on social media just for
Right.
that purpose, just to stay in the world of the people.
Yeah, it's another touch. It's another contact that's a little bit, in a way, it's a little bit more, it can be a little more passive.
Yeah.
So, so you're 4 or so that you're doing to your database per year that are really personalized, really direct. They're actually hearing from you a lot more than that, when you're talking, new listing alerts by email and the Facebook stuff and, other stuff like that. So it's not 36 touches, but it's quite a bit.
But you know what? If I was to do the math on your database and the business that you do, it's probably pretty accurate to the amount of business that would come from 36 touches because you've tightened your sphere of influence up, like you said, to a strong, 100.
Yeah.
That, those people, when you put a little spark into their memory that you're here, you're ready to help, you're actively doing this business, you're successful at it. When you reignite that little spark, those are the people that 72 hours later, they're like, you know what, Joe? Like I just ran into
Mhm.
my sister-in-law the other day and they need to sell their house.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that it's just part of it, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you say how many people you have in your database?
Well, it's like 525, but it's that 110 that are really,
If we did the math
uh,
like Jason Abrams does, it's between 25 and 30 transactions a year out of a 500 person database.
okay, yeah,
Touched 36 times a year is the actual
yeah,
statistic. It's 5 to 6% of your database per year will transact in the number of units sold
okay. Oh, that's interesting.
if they're touched 36 times a year.
Interesting.
Or the way that you're communicating with them.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
You're
interesting.
communicating with them with every listing that you take,
Mhm.
4 calls a year, right? So that, like, I mean,
Yeah,
all of those little touches. that
might
you-
actually be closer to 36 than
It
I
might actually
realized. Yeah, it might be. And also, just making sure that your people know that, I mean, you're a resource for, referrals for, contractors, local stuff, even like, where should I go? I mean, some people even reach out to me that are like, hey, where should we go to eat? Like that are kind of newer to the area. And resource for that, resource for home improvements, like what, here, we're looking to stay here for 5 years. Okay. This is the thing that we're trying to, upgrade or that needs an upgrade or a replacement, what level should we do?
Yeah.
You know, they'll
for
come to me
that
with stuff,
resale.
yeah, you know, they'll come to me with stuff like that, so, yeah. It's,
I mean, I love this because it's simple. It's a basic system that is done consistently, time on task over time, that creates and generates
yeah,
a business number at the end of the year every year.
yeah,
You could actually turn that up some, or you could turn it down some, depending on your plans for that year or your life.
yeah, yeah, I could, yeah, for sure, yeah.
That's awesome. That's a predictable
Yeah.
business.
It is.
Yes, Lisa. I'm gonna bring this to you.
Yeah,
I get in trouble.
buddy.
If, so a new agent comes to you who's maybe new to the market, just moved here,
Oh, gosh.
what would you tell them? Like, how do they get business?
Honestly, that's a really good question, because when I got into the business, I had already been here for so long. What would I tell them? Open houses, probably. Yeah, probably open houses and,
Networking. Get involved in the community networking.
yeah. Oh, I would say, yeah, probably open houses for other agents. Yeah, I mean, I think that's,
That's how Marissa Food started her
okay,
business
yeah,
last year and a half ago. I think she's on track to sell 7
yeah,
this year.
yeah, I mean, that's great.
A year and a half.
That's fantastic. So did I. Yeah, I
No.
thought she was a few years now.
She walked into the doors down the road a year and a half ago with 2 kids walking, one she was holding. She was shopping at Marshall's, and she walks in and she said, I want to be a real estate agent. How do I become a real estate agent? And we got her signed up with K-Score, and it felt like a week later she came back in. She goes, passed my test. Now what do I do?
Oh,
And then we started her with open houses, and I'm like, this. And then she came back from the open house, and she had like 12 leads on a sheet of paper. She went through and relentlessly dialed and just called them, and then set like another listing appointment right away, and then did another open house. And then she just like, that's how she built it.
wow.
But she's bold. She's
Yep.
not afraid to meet you at the door and say, hey, I'm Marissa. Like, I want to be your best friend, and I can help you with real estate needs. Like,
So cool.
she's cool. And that was
That's-
like, it's legitimately how it worked. And it was like, holy cow, like, just keep doing more of that. Like,
Yeah.
energy is great.
Yeah, yeah.
That just gave me an idea, like I said, on my group that I started. Cause I was doubtful on doing it because we already have one for Stockbridge that's 15,000 people. So I was kind of doubtful, and I looked at Smoke, and I'm like, well, they already have one. Mine's different because I'm not allowing, it's open to the public, it's Facebook group.
Mhm.
Open to the public, and I don't allow anonymous people on there, so it's mainly for businesses, but I was just thinking, and like, one of the things I need to post right now is, hey, 7 or 5-star contractors that you really, really like in the area. And then just put a post, and please put them down here so that we can share them in the, you know. So it just gave me a great, I'll be doing that later.
Yeah.
And also restaurants, so I'll do another one for
Okay.
restaurants, but so I'm trying to do that. I'm getting a little traction, like I said, I just started.
It's just time on task over time.
It's, I've up to 248 I
Yeah.
think, people on it so far, and there's a lot of businesses and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's getting there.
And I mean, it really comes down to it, whether it be an open house or some other means, it's just, you just have to put yourself in a situation where you can talk to other people about real estate.
Yeah.
And
Well, I love your strategy. So I always woke up and went into the MLS, and I always say that I would map search, and I would scan over the areas that I had people thinking about doing business, or, wanting to know, as I'm scanning over, like, that's a $400,000 house. I click through, swipe through the pictures, and it didn't take long to really understand the market by doing that. And then if I had Aaron call me up and say, hey, Dominic, there's this house over off Latson Road that I want to see. And I'm like, yeah, I just saw that go up yesterday or 2 days ago, 330,000, looks like a good deal. We should go see it. Right. if you weren't already in my world looking, but remember making those calls, being proactive,
Mhm.
not just waiting for a buyer to call you because you set them up on a search. Like set yourself apart from the average real estate agent and be good, be great.
Yeah, and like if, you know, like brand new, go preview listings that are vacant. Set up agent previews, learn the market.
Yeah, I was just on the phone with Teresa Stovall yesterday. She's like, Dominic, she's trying to think of creative ways. She has 6 new construction houses that they're trying to get moved before the end of the year. I'm like, okay, like, those are opportunities for you guys. I was actually putting something together to send to you. Like if you want to do a Facebook lead accelerator campaign, you can use other agents' listings if they give you permission to advertise them and generate leads from them. And it's a win-win. You can find people who click on a new construction house, or if Joe's got a listing and he doesn't care if you advertise it.
Oh, always. I mean, I don't.
No, no.
You know, like
Clicking on a house enough to where their contact information comes to you, it's perfectly okay to pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, my name's Dominic. I'm a local real estate agent over here at Keller Williams. I see that you're clicking around at my website, looking at houses. Do you happen to have any real estate plans this year or any questions I can answer for you? Right?
Yeah.
You can do that. If you need leads and you want to, you know, throw $30 at it for a
It
listing.
works. Every time I do
Yeah.
it, I do it for every one of my listings and I get at least, I would say 10 to 15 new leads.
Where do you? okay,
Is that through,
funny,
is that through command or Facebook?
So
Yeah,
I think it's $50 a shot.
Yeah.
Through command?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Wait, I thought this was Facebook.
No, this is through command, through command on
Oh.
Facebook.
Go to create a campaign and you go paid ad. And as long as you have a
Business
Facebook
page.
business page.
Yep.
And so it links to that, but other than that, so like for me, I always do my listing, so I look up my listing, it'll upload all my pictures, I get to choose what pictures to send out, choose what to say, choose a radius that it's gonna reach,
Mhm.
and then boom, you're done. You
But
click
you
it.
can do that through
Yeah.
Facebook, what's the benefit of doing it through hand versus doing it right on?
Because when the lead comes through, it comes directly through your command app on your phone and it says you just received a lead through command.
And not only that, but you can also set up
And it's in your
a
database.
smart
immediately.
plan. So like mine, it'll email them and then text them like every other day for 10 days. You know, and I'm not even doing a damn thing except for I make the original.
Don't worry, guys. I'll put together a command class for next week.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
cause I just bought one for my buyers. I did it around Jackson and I have somebody who's looking for a home here.
Mhm.
Cause they were looking for it, so I just did it on Facebook, so I didn't want to do it through,
I my last 2 command classes, that's exactly what I taught at the old building. I did that and I showed how to do postcards.
Okay.
That's great. Especially if you want a farm neighborhood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm farming the shit out of Hunter right now. Once a month I send a postcard and I find a local vendor that I like. And I have them give me a graphic which goes on one side of the postcard. My information and QR code to get a home values on the other side. The whole idea is if they just see a realtor and they're not looking to sell, they're gonna throw it away. But if I got a power washing guy and they're like, shit, I need power washing, I'm gonna keep this card. And then my ugly mug's on the other side of the card, it sits there on the fridge or in the house for a lot longer than just right now.
So I've had this idea.
Where do you put?
So that's, yes, so in command, you can do direct mail. And what you do is you design a postcard. On one side of it has my information and a QR code for them to get a home value. On the other side, I pick one of my friends that have a business and I put their information. So this way, if being a real estate is not something they need right now, they might need the landscaping guy, the power washing guy, you can name it. So they're more likely to keep the card because it has more value than just my information.
Right.
That's great.
So-
The pitching to pay for it.
Some of them I do, but I mean, really for like 200, it's $150. So I do that once a month.
It's barely more than the cost of stamps.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a funny one, because my early days of real estate, well, I was just dialing for dollars.
Mhm.
when I was trying to do some marketing back then, and I'm talking 2014, 2015.
Back when we had low inventory.
Because we had low inventory. Gosh. And I started thinking that I was going to be tech savvy in the technology world of real estate. And that was early days of QR codes. The problem was no one knew how to scan them. So it was like, this is brilliant, but it wasn't because no one knew how to scan them.
Yeah.
COVID happened. That was the gift of COVID,
Right.
is that everyone learned how to scan QR codes if they wanted to eat at a restaurant after that, right? I've always had this idea and I've told everybody about it, but no one's ever done it. And I thought that this would be pretty brilliant, is to send postcards. Did you ever hear me say this? To send postcards. I don't care. They could be red or all black. It doesn't matter. And the only thing on the postcard could be a QR code with a question mark in the middle of it
Oh my gosh. I love it.
that goes to a property value site, Cloud CMA or something like that, or something that generates a lead for me for them to find out their property value. They're going to scan it before they throw it away.
I would. I would, and I'm very impatient and I hate junk mail, but if I saw that in my mailbox, I would scan it. I have to say,
I mean,
I would.
silly, but
Yeah.
it's silly, but it's true. Like,
Because it's curious.
Yeah, you make people curious and, yeah,
yeah.
that's,
So, or, you know, it could just say, find out what your home value is within 24 hours.
Mhm.
And whenever somebody scans through, you get their information, you better send them approximate home value and try to set an appointment.
And I guarantee you, I mean, if you send out 100 of those, I mean, you're gonna get 5 or 10. You're gonna get 5 or 10 of that say, yes, I want my home value.
So,
I mean, without a doubt.
Squeeze page that I make in Command.
I see, that's funny, that's please.
If you play in Command, you'll learn it.
It's just like Jim Jobs, I get the wrong stuff. And I'm like,
Ah.
every time. If I
Ordered the
get
wrong
some stuff, I
job.
go sleep.
Are there classes for Command ever?
Yeah.
How to use it?
Yeah, I would think we have to get more on the schedule. A lot of them that right now are virtual classes in Command, because Scott Leroy teaches us all of that stuff virtually. It's usually every day at 1 o'clock. There's a Scott Leroy directed Command class. But if you guys want to just have like a lead generation, lead generating based Command class
Yeah, for visual, this is one of my cards myself.
from Command,
So, can I finish the picture?
it's
Did
perfect.
you make that
It's
complete?
absolutely perfect.
I designed it in Canva, but then put the design in it.
Oh, this is great.
The thing is, for just listeds or whatever, if you're not proactive and you're not sending it out the day that you get the pictures in and you're waiting until it's just listed, it might be pending by the time they get back.
Yeah,
Well, one of the things I wanted to do with, I went on stock.
But truthfully, it's about the touch, it's not about.
Right. Because you're just trying to get more listings. Like,
Child, because no one wants to go to Stockbridge.
I was just there yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you go there?
We're showing an awesome house.
Okay. So there's a lot of out of area agents, and when some of them are out, like one of them from town, so I was gonna call and go, hey, you mind if I, promote your listing, and stuff, so. That's what I'm gonna try and do is start
I'll be back in November. Early November.
promoting those in just ones in the area that like, because a lot of people don't, a lot of agents don't do the 5, especially in rural areas, they don't do the 5 by 10 or 10 by 20, whatever. So I want to start doing that, but they're so expensive, you have to buy 1,000 of them and like, for a realtor here. So try to figure out, where do you spend your dollars, but I like the idea of just being able to do, so you don't have to do that in many of them. You can do like.
You could make that in Command and send it to your database only every month. Like if you're not farming, like.
And it's like about a postcard.
Yeah, I think it's $1.18, something like that.
Depending on the size, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
get cheaper.
Right, that's the biggest they got.
Cause a lot of them don't live there. Yeah, I was gonna reach out, you know, like I said, also go me if you want anybody, you know, $50 a look and go for it.
Mhm.
Cause no one wants to drive.
But yeah, I will do a command class.
That'd be great.
Yeah.